couldn't go to no school I got an offer from. You couldn't go to no school. Hey, he's scared as hell. He's scared as hell. None of them can fuck with me. Nobody. You're a fake four-star. I got 5. I got 24, and it ain't look like I did. I don't gotta show you. You know me. I don't know you.
Again, people will allow you to misrepresent yourself just as long as it doesn't affect them. Overtime Elite is a media company. You doing that affected them positively. You know, you get the comments, you get the shares, you get the likes, all that stuff. That's cool. That's cool. But the same thing for student athletes that major in wash your hands with soap. Something that's going to keep them eligible, but not something that's going to feed their family. That is something that benefits everyone around them, but them. But them. You think you're doing someone as a favor because you're taking an easy way out, majoring in, PE, because you feel like that's easy. That's going to happen. Now you can focus all your time at your sport. That's a boneheaded way to think about it. You're thinking about the sprint. I'm trying to get you to think about the marathon. And no knock against my physical education kinesiology majors. No knock against them. But I'd rather that be something that you major in because you are interested in it and you see where that's going to take you versus it's just I'm just going to do this because I think it's easy. I don't want you to do what's going to be easy. I want you to do something that's going to actually feed your freaking family afterwards. Because all these jokers, they're nice to you now because you hot. They're nice to you now because you're the thing, okay? This thing goes by fast. And all these people that you're seeing right now, this, oh yeah, Maleek this, or oh yeah, whatever student athlete who's watching this, you're this. 1 year after your eligibility, them jokers will have amnesia and forget your name. There's no knock against them. There's always going to be a new crop of student athletes coming in right after you. Listen, man. This game of sports don't love us. This game of sports rents us. As you know, I always put out information trying to help student athletes be the very best they can be, both in their sport and out. And I could not miss the opportunity to give a little... Just get my thoughts about Maleek Thomas. I just saw him come across my thread yesterday, and I said, man, I gotta put some information out about this because I feel like not only will it help him, but it will help other student athletes that may be going through the process, whether it be at high school and college. Before I get into this, let me go ahead and preface this by saying this is not any type of hate, any type of belittling, any type of trying to make fun of, because at the end of the day, this young man is 18 years old, just starting his career as being a student athlete at a high level, and we all made 18-year-old decisions when we were 18 years old, whether it be things we said, how we dress, the people we hung around with, the food we ate, all those things. And we should be given grace throughout that time. We should be just nudged in the right direction of making better decisions if we fall on the wrong side of those tracks. Now, I'm in a unique position because contrary to a lot of people around your circle, I don't benefit from you any way, shape, form. So I have no reason to mince words about what I see and what I feel like would be helpful for you. And I feel like having been in those spaces where you're working with $1 million athletes that, some of the most stern people get amnesia quick when the millions walk in the room. And I've been in some of these rooms. So I'm not in those rooms right now. So for me, I can listen, man, I can call a spade and keep moving. You can pick it up and keep it if you want. If you don't, then that's fine with me as well. I'm just here trying to help you. But here's the thing. It's a media company. It's like ESPN for the new generation. Though the gross pay may market otherwise, the net take-home pay looks a lot differently. Some of you that have jobs, you get that reference, okay? The gross pay is what they market. The gross pay is, when you get a job, they say, man, we're gonna pay you $100,000. That's the gross pay. That's not what you actually gonna put in your pocket. The net pay is what you put in your pocket, what you actually benefit from. So the gross pay of Overtime Elite is we're developing student athletes on and off the floor, all that other stuff, okay? That sounds great. That sounds great on a brochure. But the net pay is they're a media company. Okay, that's a media company. I'm not saying they don't do those other things, but I'm saying the net pay, the meat and potatoes of it all it putting together is they're a media company first. And that's why you would even post something like this. I'm not really tripping, Maleek, as far as you talking noise, because, that's part of the game. I'm really upset about that it was published. I'm really upset about that. But when I sit down, it's like, well, they're a media company. They're entitled to do that. They're trying to get likes, shares, comments, and those things. So it makes sense. But what I'm saying to you is, be it what it may, you got to take some ownership over your experiences as being a student athlete. That's whether you, as I'm talking to Maleek or I'm talking to any other student athlete. You cannot blame it on anybody else as far as the ownership that you should have. And I know you're young, but you playing a grown person sport, and that's any sport. When you are exchanging your time for sports at that level, you're a grown up. You're a grown up. And if you don't feel like you're a grown up, you need to bring your mom, your dad, whoever your support system in there to help you make sound decisions, because you can bobble the ball, metaphorically speaking, and really mess away some opportunities. So you got to understand that you got to take some ownership over your experience. You can't be a passenger in your own vehicle. You understand? You got to take the steering wheel yourself. And that means being mindful of these situations. You got to ask yourself, are you a liability or are you an asset? Does this communicate I'm a liability or asset? What is a liability? What is an asset? An asset makes you money. It's positive, brings in more. Positivity. Liability does the opposite. It costs you money, takes away your time. It's just it's a liability. What's a liability? A liability would be my phone. My phone is a liability. All right. Now, if my phone makes me money, it turns into an asset. Okay. So you got to ask yourself, when coaches see you on the court, beyond your talent, beyond your ability to dunk a ball, do they look at you like you're a liability or asset? And I'm telling you, based off some of the remarks I heard you make, all is fair in talking noise. I get that. I've been there. I hear it all the time. But you got to be careful, because some people could take that as, this joker's going to be a liability. He's going to be worth more work. He's not going to be worth the work we got to put into him to make sure he stays on the straight and narrow off the court. He sounds like a problem child. He sounds like he's full of himself. He sounds like he's arrogant. He sounds like he's cocky. Are those any attributes that you would want on your team? Let me go find this arrogant, cocky, self-absorbed individual and put thousands, if not millions of dollars invested in him. Millions NBA, thousands meaning college. Right? Who wants to do that? Use your noggin. Think about that. You are marketing yourself out here. Okay? You got to market yourself. You got to be mindful of that. If I were you, I would ask Overtime League to take that down. That's what I would do as soon as possible. Take this mess down, untag me. That's what I would say. Because you got to think about the long game. The short game is this. We get the likes. My friends think I'm lit. Everything's cool. Wop, wop, wop. That's short. That's a sprint. I'm talking about the marathon of it all. I'm talking about when people actually are trying to put millions of dollars in your pocket, whether it be NIL or whether it be in the league. I want them to have a positive, get a positive feeling about you, even if they've never even met you. People are going to formulate ideas of who you are without meeting you based off of these little moments of time where it gets shared over the internet. And I want you to have ownership over that. And I want you to be mindful of that, okay? It's not fair, but it's reality as it relates to how people draw conclusions about you. I don't subscribe to the foolishness when people be telling me stuff like, I don't care what people think about me. You're a fool. You's a new fool. You's a new fool. If you think that's the case, no matter what, your job, your industry, people are going to ask other people about you. They're not just going to go off your merit. They're just not go off your education. They're just not going to, you made straight A's. That means we're going to give you a job. Bull crap. It's about who you know, player. It's about who you know, who you connected with, your network. And that's even rhyme or reason or more of why you should be mindful of that. You should be mindful of making sure that your reputation is something that you're proud of. And I just don't think talking like that is going to be a reputation that's going to be helpful for you moving forward. And here's the thing. This seems like conflicting deals. This seems like conflicting conversations here, right? Because on one hand, you'll see Anthony Edwards talking noise and everybody celebrates it. Oh, that's great. I want to be like Anthony Edwards. He's talking noise and everybody loves it. He's also a first-round draft pick. You didn't know Anthony Edwards was having that. That wasn't what was marketed about him when he was trying to get drafted, was it? It's when he made it. Now, I will compare that to, I know this will look different now, but back in the day, look at when LeBron was playing at St. Vincent St. Mary. When he had those tattoos at that Catholic school, he had them covered up. Why? Because that was frowned upon. That was frowned upon, you know, before he made it to the NBA. When he makes it to the NBA, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. And you saw a lot of athletes like that. You see Iverson. I think he had one tattoo. I think it was the bulldog that he had on his either his bicep. Anyway, he didn't get tatted up until he got to the NBA. Because people understood that they need to get this money first. They need to get some type of security first. They don't want to be a situation where it costs them opportunities because people want to judge them based off of a perception of them. And you got to be mindful of that. You got to be mindful of that. Again, I can say this because, you know, I don't benefit from you, so I can tell you the real, and you can take it or you can leave it. All right? So, yeah, people will allow you to misrepresent yourself just as long as it doesn't affect them. Overtime Elite is a media company. You doing that affected them positively, you know? You get the comments, you get the shares, you get the likes, all that stuff. That's cool. That's cool. But the same thing for student athletes that major in wash your hands with soap. Something that's going to keep them eligible, but not something that's going to feed their family. That is something that benefits everyone around them, but them. But them. You think you're doing someone as a favor because you're taking an easy way out, majoring in, you know, PE. You know, because you feel like that's easy. That's going to happen. Now you can focus all your time at your sport. That's a boneheaded way to think about it. You're thinking about the sprint. I'm trying to get you to think about the marathon. And no knock against my physical education kinesiology majors. No knock against them. But I'd rather that be something that you major in because you are interested in it and you see where that's going to take you versus it's just I'm just going to do this because I think it's easy. I don't want you to do what's going to be easy. I want you to do something that's going to actually feed your freaking family afterwards. Because all these jokers, they're nice to you now because you hot. They're nice to you now because you're the thing, okay? This thing goes by fast. And all these people that you're seeing right now, this, oh yeah, Maleek this, or oh yeah, whatever student athlete who's watching this, you're this. 1 year after your eligibility, them jokers will have amnesia and forget your name. There's no knock against them. There's always going to be a new crop of student athletes coming in right after you. Listen, man. This game of sports don't love us. This game of sports rents us, okay? They rent us for our talents, our hard work, for what we have at that moment. The moment that the things are up, or it looks like it's questionable being up, it's a wrap. It's on to the next. It's on to the next. And I need you to be mindful of that. And this is not me trying to hate on you or anything like that, but at the end of the day, you're a dime a dozen. You're a dime a dozen. Buy one, get 12 free on the weekends. You understand? There's always going to be somebody else, right? So you got to carry yourself in a manner that is indicative of understanding this is the opportunity of a lifetime. And just based off some of that dialogue, it was like, it don't look good, player. It don't look good. Ask yourself, are you an asset or a liability? Ask yourself that as it relates to teammates. Do you feel like your teammates are going to feel like you're an asset or liability? Do you feel like your coach is going to think you're an asset or liability? Do you feel like your professor is going to think you're an asset or liability? Do you think a GM is going to think you're an asset or liability when they view you? You got to be mindful of that. You got to be mindful of that. And I'll end on this. I would never tell a person not to talk trash. I come from a place where, you know, and I say I come from a place, I don't even have a hometown. I moved around quite a bit, but just the places that I played basketball growing up, trash talk was a default. It almost felt like it was out of survival because trash talk did two things. It kept people off of you, and it kept you in the game so you wouldn't lose it mentally when someone said something to you, right? But then there's a portion of backing it up as well. And if you weren't raised around that, then it's not going to make sense to you. And I know when people are not raised about it because they do it to like be performative versus that's just in them. And I get it. I'm not even going to get on to you about like, don't talk trash. I would just say, be mindful, man. Be mindful how you're being marketed and think about it long term, right? I wouldn't even tell you to be humble because that can be a manipulative word. I would just say be aware. I would say be aware. I would say be mindful. I would say be a kid, have fun. But you got to be aware, and you got to know how to surround yourself with people that's going to check you and let you know, like, hey, this may not be a good look for you long term wise. And though I'll never meet Maleek, hopefully this video is that of just being mindful of, you know what, I got to market myself regardless of the media company. I got to market myself in a way that's going to be advantageous to my future self. Right? I want people to know that I'm a safe bet, that I'm an asset, that I'm not a liability, that I pick people up and I don't tear them down. You just gotta be mindful of that. But yeah, you can take that video down, player. Take that video down. That's not gonna add any more opportunities for you. If anything, it'll take it away.
Go to no school I got an offer from. You couldn't go to no school. Hey, he's scared as hell. He's scared as hell. None of them can fuck with me. Nobody. You're a fake four-star. I got 5. I got 24, and it ain't look like I did. I don't gotta show you. You know me. I don't know you. They don't want it more. They don't want it more. Right. Right, stay, Maury. Left, switch, stay, go. Oh! Good pass. Oh my God! Hit me. Good pass, Hugo. Let's fucking go. Let's get stops. Let's get stops, Red. Let's get stops, Red. Let's go, y'all. Go to no school I got an offer.